Dr. David Banner, physician, scientist, searching for a way to tap into the hidden strength that all humans have. Then an accidental overdose of gamma radiation alters his body chemistry. And now, when David Banner grows angry or outraged, a startling metamorphosis occurs. The creature is driven by a rage and pursued by an investigative reporter.
Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
The creature is wanted for a murder he didn't commit. David Banner is believed to be dead, and he must let the world think that he is dead, until he can find a way to control the raging spirit that dwells within him.
Yes. Yeah, everything's coming along fine. No, we won't have any interference. Well, not that type of interference anyway, but that was a pun. Yes. Hey, look, we won't have any problems pulling this together on our end, but I need to know how things are progressing on your end. I've got a lot riding on our success, and I don't need to remind you what I'm giving up to do this. I mean, I can't go back. Yeah, no, I know that's the only problem I have on this. I'm working on it, yes. No, I don't need that type of help. No, let me handle it. Let me handle it. Yeah, I think I've got just the right mechanism to keep the data with us.
Sorry, sir. I didn't mean to phrase it that way. It's just that the cooling system needs to be bigger, and we need to stage the extra laser generators to support all those successive runs. It's a simple matter to expand both, given that extra space, but if you wanted it by the end of the week...
I do want it by tomorrow, Bob. But I'm settling for the end of the week. Just tell me what the problem is.
My team is the best, but even on 18-hour shifts, we just don't have the manpower. We'd probably need to bring in at least 3, maybe even 4 additional men to move the rest of the equipment, dig, and...
Okay, but I thought you said this was simple.
Simple conceptually. I know exactly what needs to be done. People don't need any skills other than basic plumbing, carpentry, wiring. But how are we going to get anyone through clearance in that short of a time?
Okay. Actually, this is fine. Let me be honest with you, Bob. This experiment is so hush-hush, I don't want these workers to know how important it is. If they don't require any special skills, just use day laborers. They don't need to know who we are, and I don't want to know who they are. But don't leave them alone for a second. You get this built up and running by the end of the week, get them out of here.
Yeah, of course. I'll get on that right away.
And one more thing, Bob. Due to the absolute secrecy of this project, I think it would be wise to cut the security cameras on the main floor. Just, you know what I mean.
Sure, sir. I guess that'll also prevent any questions that might come with human resources back at headquarters too then, right?
Yes, that's right. Thank you for understanding all the circumstances of this project, Bob. Yeah, oh, Bob, look, I know I've got the right man for the job. Get this bill finished, up and running by Friday. To get these workers out of here with no problem, I'm going to put you in for that promotion. And a 7% bonus, which I know you deserve.
Thank you, Dr. Steiger.
levels held.
Okay, all right. I believe everything, yes. But let me modify that conclusion. You did it.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, first of all, call me Leon, okay? Second of all, I saw you in there, and I know it was your brilliance and your leadership that led to this.
That makes me so happy to hear that from you, Dr. Leon. This is my first real job after postdoc. I'm just so proud to head up the cognitive entanglement experiments, and I know this will contribute greatly to our quest for a fully interactive quantum computer.
Excellent, that's fine. Look, let's see how it goes, okay? And we'll just see where it leads, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Leon.
Sure.
All right, please come by the lab anytime.
No problem.
Okay, guys. Necesito 6 hombres, tubos,
Sir.
y den forma a la madera. Okay, yep, you over there. All right, get on board.
Excuse me, can I help on this job too?
You ever been on a construction crew before?
Yes, up in Tucson.
You're new here. I'm kind of used to some of these other guys. You know, I know what they can do.
I haven't worked in a while, but I know all sorts
Dominoes,
of
come on.
carpentry and plumbing.
Can you wire anything?
Yes, I have plenty of electrical experience.
Go, come on.
Is this for a laboratory?
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here, all right?
Well, I'm good for it, and I can use the job.
Well, we usually have an arrangement here, if you know what I mean.
I'll take whatever wages I can get.
Okay. Come on then, let's go. Let's go.
Thank you. Excuse me, but I noticed that you were mapping self-applied Hadamard actions. Are you able to represent multiple superpositions?
When we can maintain repeated Hadamard functions, you seem to know a lot for a hired hand, Mr. What did you say your name was?
Burton. David Burton. Well, you can say that I've had plenty of time to study up a bit. So, you were saying about maintaining repeated Hadamard functions. Can you do multiple variations along the block sphere?
Yes. Dozens. We can now increase the coherence time on the block sphere for up to 5 minutes before needing to reinitialize the ground state. And if we can tune the titanium sapphire laser to match its pulses to the Hadamard frequency, we can create an oscillating superposition field.
I have experience tuning lasers. In a university lab I once did a job in.
All right, Mr. Burton.
David.
David, I'm going to assume you're a graduate school dropout from some time ago. So, what else have you done over the years?
Well, the last job I had was in a cafe.
Ah, I see.
But I should mention I brew the best hot chocolate. For all those late nights in the lab.
Oh, knowing your way around a block sphere in the kitchen is not a combination one finds too often. Excuse me a second. You know, you're very different than the random grunts this lab likes to hire. If you can really tune a laser, maybe you can be one of my assistants.
I'd like that. It beats getting splinters.
Rebecca. I just wanted to check and see how the data was channeling out from the macroqubit stabilizer.
Hi, Leon. Well, we can maintain the superpositions between the ground state and excited states of the rubidium complex. And we've enacted parallel 3. Oh, Leon, have you met David Burton? He's our new assistant. He's helped me actually tune a couple of laser pulses.
Not officially, but weren't you one of the members of the team working on the coolant vent?
When I realized David has experience working in a lab, I figured, well, why not? We can use some of his abilities.
Well, seems we were very lucky to pick you up from that pool of workers.
I think it was just a coincidence. I'm very honored to be part of this project.
Well, once we confirm the multiple qubits have aligned and been mapped, we're ready for stage 2. And David here has volunteered to be our first test subject.
So you're willing to test the cognitive interface then?
Yes.
And it will be such a revolutionary moment to integrate conscious states with a computer system.
Well, I'm very excited too. But Rebecca, I need to remind you that such a scenario, if it can exist, would require a whole higher parallel order of qubits for this to happen. And then, once robust channels of data start coming through, then we can succeed. But I can't wait for that day to come either.
Sure, of
Well,
course.
great. All right. I'm going to monitor the channel data in the meantime to get ready. Oh, and Mr. Burton, welcome aboard.
Who's that guy with her?
Apparently a quick learner. The data intercept cable installed.
Yeah, take a look.
HPVN. Yes, this looks right.
If she's already ramped to parallel 3, then this can begin channeling her data to crack Zephyr's security scheme. Of course, it won't fully enable until she reaches a higher parallel, but that's fine. We'll be that much closer to unlocking $3 billion.
Okay, but this isn't going to work if she's using the data to engage the cognitive interface.
Why not?
It can't eavesdrop on any qubit without collapsing the entire wave function. Every state that was mapped will all merge into one highly excited state. It would completely fail.
I'd hate to be the one hooked up to the device when that happens.
That's why it can't happen.
If you're backing out, then I'm going to have to handle all of this my way. And it won't be good for you. You do remember Sylvia, don't you?
It's not that. What I mean is, she, Rebecca, would know instantly that the superposition is being mapped elsewhere and we'd be revealed.
So just take her off the project.
Here's the subtlety. I still need her to set up the proper mappings to the superposition. She's the only one who can really do this, at least for the first series of runs. I need to grab that data right before it engages the cognitive interface. But I need to do it without her knowing.
We, sub-epsilon, can't wait forever on this, Steiger.
I'm going to stick with my original plan of her setting up the data, okay, but making an excuse to keep checking her work. turn on the intercept cable when they leave tonight and begin channeling her data. I'll make sure that they never get to engage that interface until we're finished.
All right, but if you don't mind, I'm gonna have one of my boys right by your side, just in case anything goes down. Relax. Just keep our plan in motion, and he'll take care of your orders. Think of him as your assistant.
This is where each state gets assigned. The cognitive interface drives the data to stage 2.
Tell me, Rebecca, how can you maintain the mapping without distortions?
This is what agonized me throughout my last position. I felt like I had cross-referenced every department on campus. Well, mostly physics and neuropsychology. But then, it hit me. Like, just to map every moment of cognitions as experienced, the neurotransmitter delta signals each new movement.
Like a snapshot of consciousness, only modeled for each test subject, specifically?
More like filming a stream of consciousness, but quantized relative to each subject.
And you can map all of these states directly to the superposition?
This is the other silent breakthrough, David. Within a hierarchy of tracked superposition. It invokes alternate universes.
Each person can separate their own realities.
Here, why don't you run these results yourself
Okay.
to get a feel of it? You keep this.
Okay.
Dr. Steiger, I got your message.
Yeah, Rebecca, come on in. Dr. Landley, come on, yeah. Thanks for coming by so quickly. If you could shut the door. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Oh, have you seen the latest run? If we can maintain the newest frequency, we can stably enact parallel 3. I think maybe even within a month.
Yeah, but the holding sequence, it's still not operational past the 8th Hadamard, correct?
Well, yes, but that was just a misalignment to the titanium sapphire laser. We adjusted that and can now induce superpositions past the 10th Hadamard now.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I'll have to check with Dr. Fillmore on that later. Dr. Landley, the reason...
Dr. Steiger, I don't understand why you're speaking this way. 3 days ago, you were so excited about this project, and now we're about to hit a major breakthrough, and you seem to not even care.
I care very much, and that's why I'll need to follow up on this. But first, we need to figure out how to best place our faculty.
And that's another thing. I'm the one in charge of this project. Dr. Fillmore, if anything, is my assistant. This has been my...
Dr. Landley, I would hardly call a top scientist
Who spent 5 years at the Stanford Center for Quantum Computing an assistant.
I didn't mean it that way, but I still don't understand why you're acting this way.
Let me tell you why. Look at this.
I don't understand how that could have happened. Maybe if I can see how the spin aligned after the first stage.
I'm sorry, Rebecca. I mean, I still want you on this project, of course. I think it'd be best going forward if we had all the data sent directly to me now before we enter stage 2. Think of it as an extra push up that hill.
Yeah, more like training wheels after racing a 50K.
Yeah, look. Let's try my arrangement for a couple of weeks, and we'll see how it goes. No more near explosions, and we go to a mutual data feed. Cool?
Yes, Leon.
Sub Epsilon is requesting.
Yes. Yes. You don't have to worry about that. The cryptology verifications will be directed straight to me now. The codes for breaking into Zephyr Financial are successfully being developed, and nobody will know anything about them.
Dr. Lanley, here's the result of the last run. Every piece of simulation mapped correctly to stage 2.
No distortions?
No distortions. Rebecca, is everything okay?
David, well, yes. I mean, no.
What
Everything is not okay.
What happened?
It's Leon. He's clamping down the research, wants to hold off stage 2, but still maintain all the data.
But I don't understand. The research is going well. The lab is almost finished, and everything's holding up.
That's what I don't understand. He claims we almost caused an explosion the other day. Says we'll lose funding, and he's so afraid of this lab losing its secrecy. He feels even an alarm going off will trigger media and open everything up.
I understand the need for privacy, but maybe this lab should be open to the public. Share the wealth of knowledge.
David, I'm with you, but Steiger's still in charge of this project, and it can't let this project crumble away from me. So starting tomorrow, we'll have to take down the cognitive interface. I'm sorry, David. Very sorry, but I know this means you won't be able to help me on the research as much anymore.
I mean, I know this was good for my interests, but you know, Rebecca, I'm more worried about you.
He still wants me to perform all the runs. Just not do anything with it.
So he doesn't want to do anything with the data?
He just want to let it rot! Oh!
Rebecca, wait. Using the technique my late wife Caroline taught me, I can separate the creature from myself through an induced mental state. However, this had meant that I had to constantly suppress the creature. But now, equipped with the cognitive interface in Dr. Lanley's, Rebecca's experiment, I can trap the separated creature into his own alternate universe where he can no longer plague my life. Since my access to this experiment may be shut down indefinitely, I have only tonight to do everything in secrecy. I'll record my trials under a password-locked file as I enter the inner laboratory and engage this interface of all interfaces. No. No! Not again! With this ring, I'd be wet. With this ring, I'd be wet.
With this ring, I'd be wet.
You alright?
Oh no.
What's going on? You okay?
No, I'm not.
Okay. What's wrong? We're gonna go to the hospital. I don't know. Caroline, what are you doing? Caroline? Caroline? No!
McGee? Hold on, wait a minute. Where was he spotted? Really? Okay. I know where we're at. Hey, let me ask you something. Who gave you the lead? Their name? Yeah. All right. Hey, what is the time frame? What day and time? Day and time. All right. Let me ask you. What was he doing? What was he seen doing? Okay, great. Sounds great. I'm on the next flight out. Bye.
Thanks, David. I don't know what caused damage to the inner lab, but Leon went overboard when he blocked everything off. Meanwhile, he's nowhere to be found. Safety or not, I'm going to find out exactly what's going on.
When I was wiring to get around the coolant piping, I used this conduit.
David, I don't want you to get in trouble for this.
It's okay. I need to know, too. If this is accurate, that way should lead us directly to our equipment in the interface. Here, it's on the other side of this wall.
could take weeks to repair.
I'm really sorry about this. I mean, we'll get it back. We know what's needed. Is the rubidium containment still holding?
I'm checking that now. What's this?
It looks like some sort of HVPN cable. It was concealed in the coax tunnel behind the smashed wall, but the damage just exposed it. Rebecca, is this the data port that Steiger said was offline?
Yes. Only it's everything but offline. That's why he wanted me to shut off my Bell results. He was stealing them in real time to complete something totally different.
If he's looking at re-entanglements at those rates of stimulation...
The cable's broken. I can access the history of correlations. He didn't close this area off because of safety. He just didn't want anyone to notice now that it's visible. Here.
Quantum encryption? Prime number simulation? He's hacking that banking system and siphoning off 0.5% for each transaction.
And sealing it before the transaction ever materializes. Did you hear something?
All right, let's take it to that tech area over there.
Let me just tie my hair back.
Rebecca, we've got to get out of here now.
Oh, I wouldn't factor any probability on that.
Rebecca, you could have had such a promising career here. Maybe even the Nobel Prize. But you and your knowledgeable plumber had to go snooping into business not meant for your eyes.
How dare you! You're a thief. You didn't even care about the cognition experiment.
Rebecca. Well, that's where you're so wrong about me, Rebecca. I care very much. That's why this shouldn't be in sequestered little laboratories in parched deserts. The commercial application for this research is so strong right here, right now. I've been pushed around too much for too long. Postdoc here, grant application here. And every financial application is directed away from me. Well, no more, no longer. This is going to happen, and you're going to help me.
David! No, it doesn't have to be this way. You can still...
No. One thing I've never been able to figure out is how you know so much about our procedures for being a displaced worker. Maybe you're a spy. Doesn't matter. Soon, you won't be saying anything. And we'll have our last piece of research. Hook him up to the Hadamard scheme.
No. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. No. Please, nothing's been activated yet. You can still turn around now. No. It doesn't have to be this way. Rebecca, are you okay?
David, don't let us!
All right, take her. Get her out of here.
Me here.
No, don't. No, please. No.
You're going to help me devise that quantum key so I can break that encryption scheme. Or you're going to end up like your little friend.
You know doing so will only disturb the signal. When did you become this way?
Liar! You know the simultaneous superposition can track that signal without any disturbance. We'll use every Hadamard if we have to. And as for when I became this way, well, I finally realized if I'm going to finally be rewarded for my work, I'm going to have to do it by myself.
You're the liar, and you're delusional. This isn't your work. You just put your name first on every paper because you run the lab. This is my efforts that enabled us to make this a reality. Not to mention my original research on the macroqubit stabilizer. And how ungrateful. Wasn't this whole lab built for our work and you were put in charge?
Then work with me, Rebecca. Work with me. Okay? I need you to consistently step that mapping. We can make a fortune without any worries about funding or grants. I do this because I have a passion, and I don't want to be worried about it. I want to work unencumbered by any financial obligations.
Wrong, Leon. You're doing this because you're a criminal, and I won't be a part of it. You can still stop now. Like David said, you haven't breached the account yet, and if you just turn off the machine, David will be safe and nobody will get hurt.
David! When are you gonna just forget about him?
I think I need some help here. I think I need the police.
Oh, hey, hold on, bud.
Yes.
Hey,
what's the problem?
Yes, sir. We received a call here for disturbance in the area, so I'm trying to maybe we can step inside and figure out.
I'm sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry. I don't know about any program.
Yeah,
I have to leave.
I understand you're in a hurry, sir, but we'd like to just like to take a minute, maybe go inside and see what the issue was with the disturbance.
It was a shooting.
There was a disturbance. Someone called and complained, so we're just trying to assess the situation. If you could just give me about 20 minutes, we can go inside.
After all those mysterious incidents, and the broken machinery, and the gunshots, I just had to call the police. I mean, I know the lab is a secret, but I couldn't let anyone get hurt. Not anymore.
Bob, you did the right thing. In fact, you saved my life. Thank you.
Yeah, I should have known that something was wrong when Dr. Steiger asked me to do those things to the security system. But hey, is that new worker I brought on okay? You know, the smart guy that helped you? He's the only one I still haven't seen.
Well, it looks like he can answer that for himself. I'm sorry, Mr. McGee. This place is off limits.
Really? Because what it looks like to me is that it's filled with people from the outside.
Well, if you looked more closely, you would notice they're behind that line. You've crossed this line.
Look, Miss Landley, after...
That's Dr. Landley.
I'm sorry, Dr. Landley. Okay, the fact remains that with the shady happenings occurring in this lab, it's still under public investigation, and that's whether you like that or not. However, I might be able to help you with that. That's if you think that you can distinguish between what the creature has done here and the other criminal activity that you can be focusing on, unless you think that the two are connected somehow.
Mr. McGee, I've never, ever seen that thing in my life before. And you know that.
Really? Because my understanding is that the creature has been spotted here. Twice.
Look, I've told you everything I already know, okay? Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to do a lot of things here.
That's fine. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm just asking that you take my card.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, yes, it will. Because if you realize anything more, I need you to call me immediately.
All right, Mr. McGee, I'll do that.
Yeah, thank you. Don't worry, I'll show myself out.
Well, David, this isn't how I expected things to turn out. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, or tunneling, anyway.
You know, Rebecca, although this place is now open to the public and subject to all those approvals, as the new lab head, you're going to make the case to do all these fascinating experiments. I think you're going to have this place up running in no time.
Well, with your help, right?
I have to be going, actually.
But David, we just got started.
I know, Rebecca. I know. Hey, you're going to be fine. Your research is the basis for everything happening here. You're going to carry this place. You'll be fine.
It's just that, things are changing so quickly now. How ironic, huh? I mean, we're harnessing the oneness of uncertainty, yet this whole project and my life has become full of uncertainties.
Well, then I guess you have more wonders yet to harness.
David, if you're in some sort of situation or problem...
Then it's nothing I can fix right now. Let's just say I have my own set of uncertainties to deal with.
I guess we both have more wonders to harness then. Well, for whatever it's worth.
It's worth a lot.
David, thank you. I hope you'll be here to come back soon.
Me too, Rebecca. Me too.